Hi folks, my name is Gerdes. I'm just a professor trying to help you understand some context in the war in Ukraine. Here are our three big stories for today. The first is that it looks like Ukraine is making some advances on the Dnipro River, on the southern side of the Dnipro River. It's not a lot. The area, if it's held, would mean a significant advance for Ukraine. It's 2 kilometers or less than a mile and a half, but it's spread out, right? So it's a mile and a half deep, but it's spread kind of long. Here's a picture of what it looks like. This area in the purple is the area that they're able to make some traction in, and then this contested area here. Of course, Vladimir Saldo, the Russian installed official in charge, said, quote, "Our additional forces have now been brought in. The enemy is trapped in Krinkny." Okay, I don't know that they're actually trapped there. I think that's just bluster and happy talk, which is what you get in an authoritarian regime. Okay, Europe can't keep its promise to Ukraine, defense chiefs admit. So they were supposed to supply Ukraine with a million shells. They talked about this last March, and they were going to supply a million shells. And they've so far only supplied about 300,000. The EU will deliver a million artillery shells to Ukraine, but not by the March deadline that leaders had agreed to. The million shells target was decided by the EU leaders last March, but there were deep divisions over the success of the policy during Tuesday's meeting of the defense ministers in Brussels. Some, like German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius, said that the target wouldn't be reached and questioned the sense of sending it in the first place, while others said the bloc was capable of producing enough ammunition as long as government signed contracts with arms makers. Now, there's one thing that this article didn't say, and they didn't say that part of the problem was that they had to source these arms from inside Europe. So it was kind of like a make jobs, make work kind of scenario. If they could source it elsewhere, they could have provided it long ago. And think of the misery if you're Ukraine trying to fight off Russia, and this is what's going on with your nearest allies. So far, the EU countries have dispatched around 300,000 shells to Ukraine. Last story, this was in RT. South Africa refers Israel to the ICC. South Africa has asked the International Criminal Court to investigate the Israeli government for alleged war crimes. President Cyril Ramaphosa announced on Wednesday. So wait a minute, let me understand this. So you watch what Russia did to Ukraine for the last 630 some odd days, and now you're going to the ICC not to say, you know, what you were doing to Ukraine was pretty bad, but what Israel's dealing with in Gaza? Wait a minute. Did you miss something? This isn't about Israel and Gaza, this particular point. This is about totally turning a blind eye to what's going on in Ukraine. Listen to this. We are opposed to the operation that is ongoing. Particularly, it is now targeting hospitals where babies, women, and the injured are dying like flies. That was going on in Ukraine, and you said nothing. Hypocrite. That's all that I have. Thank you for your time, and thank you for caring about Ukraine.